Hey everyone, it's Alissa Coram here, and I've got a quick video for you on the basics of position sizing. Now, this is a key component of risk management, so I've synthesized everything I've learned from all the experts and traders that I interact with on a daily basis to come up with a quick, simple list of tips for you when it comes to adjusting your position size. So, why do we pick stocks in the first place? To generate that outperformance. So that's where position sizing is key. If you have a small position size, it won't really matter that you captured a big move in a huge winner because that's not going to move the needle in your portfolio. So to start, our basic recommendation for position sizing is 10 positions at 10% weightings in your portfolio. So let's put some numbers to that. If you have a portfolio size of $100,000, let's say, you have 10 stocks, each at a weight of $10,000 in your hypothetical portfolio here. Why 10 stocks? Well, the math is pretty easy and it's easy to manage risk. It's not concentrated so much that you're putting all of your eggs into one basket, but it's not so diversified that as an active trader, you have a difficult time keeping track of all the entries and exits and keeping up with the research and earnings reports for the different companies that you are invested in. So this goes against that conventional wisdom of the more diversification, the better. Our research shows that that is actually not true. So you want to be diversified in winners. You don't want to be diversified in stocks that are lagging the S&P 500 in a big way. So if you have that diversification of leadership and you're very selective about high quality stocks, that's where having roughly 10 or even 20 stocks in your portfolio can be a great idea. Now, why did I say 20 stocks? Well, with position sizing, you don't have to do a full position. It's not an all or nothing scenario. You can have half positions. So that would be 5% of your portfolio. Now, what are some of the things that impact position size? Joe just really settling in for this conversation. So some of the things that can impact position size are, okay, what type of stock is it? You would treat a very well-established company, a bigger, slower mover, very differently than a speculative stock that has huge price swings each and every day. So the more risky a stock is, the smaller position size you should probably go with to help you manage that risk. It's also important to know where in a stock's move it is. Is it an early stage base? Is this a newer company in the early stages or a turnaround? Or is it a stock that has gone up and up and up for a long time? Because our research shows that the later a stock is in its run, the more likely it is that it'll start failing in those later stage base breakouts. So you don't want to be super aggressive if it's a later stage base. Another factor that can influence position size is what type of buy point you are dealing with. Is it a traditional breakout from a cup or cup with handle, flat base, or double bottom? Is it an earlier entry? Are you close to that 10-week line? Your decision of how you size that position may be different than if the stock is 10, 11, 12% above the 10-week line versus 2, 3, 4, or 5%. And of course, a huge influencing factor on position size is what kind of market you are in. Are you in a steady uptrend and your trades have been working for you? Are there a lot of stocks to choose from that are in healthy chart patterns? Or is it a choppy, uncertain environment? Or are you in the middle of a correction or the very early stages of an uptrend? Maybe you should just be dipping your toe in the water and going in with a smaller position. Pyramiding into stocks is something that's also often talked about with active traders, and that's how you add to a position. So maybe that first buy is not going to be that full 10%. Maybe you start with a 5% position. So how do you get that up to a 10% or 15% position? Well, that's where we have pyramiding come into play. So the typical pyramid that you may hear of with a 10% position is to scale in 5, 3, 2. See how that makes sort of a pyramid? And you can add to your position in a couple of different ways. There are some traders that like to do it when they are up 1 to 2% and start pyramiding on that way. Or there are other expert traders out there like Mark Minervini, for example. He doesn't want to add to his position until the stock sets up a new proper follow-on entry point. So he's not just looking at his percentage gain that he has, he's looking at tight areas or maybe pullbacks to shorter term moving averages before adding to that position. And again, I think it goes back to knowing what type of market you're in. So say you start with a half position, add an early entry, and the stock breaks out. Well, in some markets, that's actually a better opportunity to take profits at that point rather than add to your position. If you are in a market that you're seeing a lot of sector rotation and again, uncertainty, you shouldn't be adding at a breakout if you're seeing a lot of breakouts fail or start to stall shortly after they happen. But if you are in a very strong market that's great for growth investors or your style of trading and you are seeing follow-on on breakouts, then adding on at a breakout area would probably be a good idea. Other spots that you can look at for adding to a winning position would be a pullback to the 10-week line, the first and second test of the 10-week line after a breakout, or if you are in a strong rally, maybe it's just a pullback and a reversal off of the 21-day line. And we're just scratching the surface there, but those are just the basics. So as a recap for position sizing, the standard would be to go with 10% positions. Those would be full-size positions in your portfolio. More diversification doesn't necessarily always mean better, but you don't want to have all of your eggs in one basket either. If you are in an uncertain environment or looking at more speculative stocks, maybe go in with a smaller position. And it's not an all or nothing decision-making process. Maybe you're going in with a half position and then you use pyramid strategies to scale up to a full position size as well. Well, those are just some simple tips and tricks on the position sizing front. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. How do you approach position sizing? I'd really love to know. Be sure you subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on all the latest videos.